You know, here in Central Florida, we have a ton of different trees here, but I never see banana trees. But in 1980, the fourth installment of the Herbie the Love Bug films came. Herbie goes bananas. Herbie went bananas, unlike Florida does with their trees. Herbie went bananas in 1980. And we're going to talk about the film briefly, the vehicle from the film, because I think I found it. And then we're going to tie in some Michael Eisner, Wonderful World of Disney with this in Epcot as a filming location. It's going to be a very interesting match of retro Disney goodness. Now, let's take a closer look. Now, Herbie Goes Bananas, 1980. Like I said, it was the fourth film in the Herbie series. He went to South America in this episode, and Stephen Burns and Charles Smith are his new owners in this fourth installment of the series. Now, there is a kid in the film who's like the comic relief. I don't know, they wanted someone to relate to the kids, I guess, named Paco. And that kid is awesome. He rides Herbie around and stuff. But they also had a cast of characters with a name. Cloris Leachman, Harvey Korman, and John Vernon. Look at these cars. And I guess these are for sale. $9,000. This could be yours. This Plymouth right here. This is awesome. These little classic cars they have here. None of these are the car we're looking for, but I figured I'd show it because you can see these before you go inside and see over 2,000 cars at Deezerland. Every time I go to Deezerland, it almost feels like a fever dream, and let me explain why. The first time I ever came here, I was with my buddy Mike, and we did a video which you can watch, showcasing all the cars here at Deezerland, and we met this guy. I am so sorry, I am blanking on his name. But he was a Orlando legend in the haunt world and everything, and I believe he moved back to North Carolina. He came up to us during the tour and was like, "You guys want to see a really cool tour?" And we're like, "Yes, sign us up. This dude is awesome. He's just the right amount of weird that I like." And he takes us on a weird and wacky tour of Deezerland and showed us all the behind the scenes stuff and shows where they keep all the mannequins. And then the second time I came to Deezerland, I was with Adam, and we were here reminiscing about the old days of when this was Festival Bay, and then Artagon, and then before that, there was a skate park here, and this one guy recognized us and was like, "Let me show you the old skate park and where they keep the cars." And you can see that in that episode. I'm gonna try and dig these up for you guys to watch up above here, and if you're watching on your television set, I can see if I can throw them in the description box. You can see them as well. And then we are gonna, oh, this is where Capone's went to. Interesting. We went inside and saw all that. It was so weird, man, like behind the scenes stuff. And the last time I came here with some buddies and we played pinball, and we were the only ones in there, and it was so just bizarre that no one else was in there. Coming soon, Capone's dinner show is taking over the old Legends. And I forget what this was before. Darn, when this place first opened up. It was that burger joint where you could go in like Fudd Ruckers. Don't say Pud. And there's James Bond stuff and futuristic stuff there. But that's what that's turning into. We're on a mission to get in here because I've got multiple locations today. That's right, boys and girls, we are going on a fun-filled day of action and adventure here in sunny Orlando, rearing the end of summer, and I can't wait until we get out of August. But I have so much going on in August. I love August so far. Some really cool things are happening this month. One, I can say I'm going home to Mississippi, and I will be doing some filming out in Mississippi, some different stuff. But the other one, it's coming up very, 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 very soon, and I don't want to spoil it, but it's going to be awesome. I'm so excited. Man, look at all these cars out here. They give you more cars outside than most car places do on the inside. On the inside, they have 2,000 cars. Are these included in the 2,000? There you go, now you can see. I'm sorry, there's a glare. Is that Toe Mater back here? Yeah, it is Toe Mater. I don't want to call him Toe. That is old Toe Mater. That is old Mater. That's what you can call him. This is sick. What's up, Mater? Even his face is kind of animated. I like it. That's cool. All right, let's head inside, and I'm gonna show you. They have the Herbie from Herbie Goes Bananas. It says it on the plaque. We'll see. We'll take some video footage and show everybody, and those you experts can kind of help me see if it is or isn't. As soon as you walk in, you're greeted with, you guessed it, more cars. If you're a car fan or a Herbie fan, this is like honestly the place to go. There's an assortment of different vehicles, trains, made up vehicles, not real vehicles. Like, you could drive it, but you're not, no one ever is going to. It's more for just looks, you know. Wow, look at this over here. I love all these. I spent so many times walking around this museum, not filming it, but just walking around. But speaking of a love bug, there's one pulling a trailer, the Vespa style vehicle. Isn't that cool? Look at this whole row of vehicles here. Oh, there's a little Hudson right here. That's cool. All right, gonna make my way over to where I found Herbie. So it's right next to the restrooms, which are behind me. And right here is an amazing Elvis mural. Look at that. But here it is. I noticed this last time I was here. Herbie the Love Bug. Right there, I'll read it for you. It says, the Love Bug was one of Walt Disney's most successful of the live-action films. Featured a VW Beetle. 3 sequels were made, and this car featured in all 4 of the films. It can be seen in its original Herbie Goes Bananas appearance, and is fitted with many gadgets that bring the car to life. Gears, pedals in the rear of the car, which enable an unseen driver to make the car appear driverless. It also has doors, I don't know what that says, a bonnet and trunk, which open automatically, and numerous other modifications. Reading that with my glasses off because I brought my sunglasses in, but we'll see what they're talking about with the driver in the back. I'm guessing that's where they were in there. But I mean, is this the Herbie from the Love Bug? It'd be so cool if it was. Herbie Goes Bananas, not the Love Bug, but Herbie Goes Bananas. That's what the inside looks like. And the classic 53 here. There's the back seat. And I'm not sure exactly where the driver would sit. I'm guessing back here there's plenty of trunk space back there. Let me see. It says a little plaque right here. I'm going to try and zoom in so you can see it. We'll read what that says. But there is a sunroof right here. It's got these little flaps on the side. These little lights up top. And they say that is the one from Herbie Goes Bananas. That's so cool though, they have the cars that drive by it. But that is what they say is the Herbie the Love Bug here. If you are a Herbie fan or know Herbie history, let me know if you think this is the vehicle. I don't see why it couldn't be. I don't believe a lot of there's probably were several, woo, those brakes are slick. That's awesome. Here come more cars driving by. I don't see why this couldn't be the vehicle, because I don't think many people are after the Herbie Goes Bananas vehicle. I'm sure there's several vehicles for each of the films, This one states that in the rear of the car, there's an unseen driver to make the car look driverless. And I don't know if all of them had that. Maybe they did. Let me show you the front here so you can see how the front looks. There you go. But this is about all we can say hoorah about. I wish I could get just a little better footage, maybe with the door open, and see how that back driver may have driven this thing. Let's see. Can you see in? Back there, it looks like a seat almost. I can't see. Or, you know, maybe that part right there maybe opened up, and I don't know. It's cool though, right? That's all I need to hear from Deezerland. But I recommend coming back, buying a ticket, doing the museum. Tell them I sent you. So back in the 80s, the Wonderful World of Disney was kind of getting extremely popular, with Michael Eisner being the host. Post-Walt, the Magical World of Disney, the Wonderful World of Disney was kind of, it just felt empty. There was no host at the beginning. It was just, it was missing the Walt, the personal aspect of it that was Walt, and Michael Eisner kind of filled in those shoes, but did it his own way, just because he was the face of the company at the time. And I thought it was a very good tribute to Walt, and the way he, you know, interacted with the characters at the parks, and sometimes animated characters and everything. And I've always been a fan of watching all of those openings and seeing, you know, the different things that he would do and the places he would be and the characters that would be there. There are several that stand out in my mind. The first one I can remember vividly as a kid, for the opening of Disney's Halloween Treat, that I watched on Halloween night along with Hocus Pocus. It was 1993, and I still have it taped. I still watch it from time to time. It's showing some age on it, but I think it adds to the weirdness and the Halloween vibe. But it was the gang at the thing, and Mickey was saying, Goofy's been working on his costume for so long, no one will ever guess it's Goofy. All of a sudden they get a knock on the door, and it's Michael Eisner, but he's pretending to be Goofy. As Goofy is dressed as Michael Eisner. Michael Eisner is standing in the office with the characters, and he looks up, and they're like looking at Michael's reaction, and he goes, Michael Eisner walks in, you know, Goofy is dressed up as Michael Eisner, says, gee guys, what do you think? Michael looks at the camera and goes, it's okay. It's okay. I remember that one. Also, another one that left a huge impact on me as a kid and making me eager as to how they made, you know, Disney films, how they made films in general, how they mixed live action and animated together, was the Magic of Disney 50 Years of Magic is what it was. 50 Years of Magic television show, 1991. And it started off with Mickey, and he looks down at his Michael Eisner watch as Michael looks down at his Mickey watch. It was the best watch. I wish they would have sold those watches. And he's like, oh, we're late, Michael. And they're like, you're right, we're going to the screening. And that's my best Michael Eisner voice, I guess. We're going to this screening, me and Mickey and the gang. They go down to the screening room, but it's done to the Sorcerer's Apprentice, bum, 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 and everyone's piling in, and you see all kinds of characters. The Evil Queen is walking. I mean, it's insane the amount of characters. Roger's there, and I love when they walk into the screening room, and you see him down in front, and it turn around, and it's Chernabog, and Mickey, in their faces, and then you see Michael walking in, and he goes, excuse me, would you keep it down, please? Oh, sorry, Mr. Eisner. Don't ever happen again. And he like goes down, Chernabog. I loved it. He says, roll it. And it's so good. Tom Hanks is on there. It's just wonderful. It's a great special. If you've never seen it, it had a huge impact on me and really like showed me what Disney was as a kid. And I still didn't understand it, but I knew I wanted to be a part of Disney. And I guess I didn't understand it because they talked a lot about like mixture of films. Like they included Pretty Woman because it was on Touchstone. but that's how Disney was back then. So I always looked at Pretty Woman as a Disney movie. Weird. We got to get back on Herbie the Love Bug. So we are heading, speaking of Michael Eisner and those openings, we are headed right now to Epcot Center. You can't make this up. I hope everybody's okay, but there's a fire truck here and traffic's super slow. Made it to Epcot. Now this was January 11th, 1987. Wonderful World of Disney. Season 31, episode 13, and it opened here at the experimental prototype Community of Tomorrow with Mr. Michael Eisner. Let's head inside. Epcot had been open for 5 years at this point. Michael Eisner was still trying to figure out what he could do with this place. I don't think he understood it. A lot of people have been quoted saying that, and I've seen it from my own, point of view of the history of the parks. He understood Animal Kingdom. He understood MGM. He got Magic Kingdom. He really did understand Walt's park. I will say that, because Disneyland still feels like Walt, and he could have changed all of that, but he didn't. But I think this place kind of stumped him. I'll cut through the creation shop here, see if they have a Herbie pin on my way to Mexico. Not a chance. I don't think they sell anything Herbie the Love Bug on property anymore. Maybe like once every blue moon they might throw something here. But I know they used to have pins because I have one. And they used to sell all kinds of stuff. Hats. It seemed like there was always a Herbie the Love Bug merchandise item somewhere in the parks, right? I wonder why that went away. Alright, we're out here at the Mexico Pavilion now. Straight ahead would have been Michael Eisner, the 3 Caballeros, including Pluto. He walked down the stairs there. They stopped for a second, talked to the camera, welcoming us to the Wonderful World of Disney. Talked about Herbie Goes Bananas. Michael walks down here, and right about here is where they have the Herbie with the blanket over it. He unveils the Herbie, which was the one from the parade, and it was insane. Like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, I know exactly where that's at. It's crazy too how none of this has really changed. But Eisner would have walked down the stairs like this. They would have stopped and talked for a minute, and then he would have walked over straight ahead to where this trash can is now, and unveiled the Herbie the Love Bug right behind me. How insane is that? Right? The 3 Caballeros and Eisner? That was a nice way for Eisner to include the parks, the Mexico Pavilion, and have a theme for the Magical World of Disney that evening. I'm gonna try and find some more of these that he did, but I like that I had to mix both of these together. When I saw the car at Deezerland, I was like, well, I could do a video on it, because I was just gonna show you where Eisner was in this park, because that's my goal, is to show everywhere there's footage or photos of Eisner actually in the parks. And then when I found the car, I was like, okay, I'm gonna mix them both into one episode, because that's really weird that the Wonderful World of Disney would open with him here at Mexico. Not show the car from the film, that was the car from a parade that they would use, the Magic Kingdom. It actually would swallow the parade performer, and they could get spit route. They used it in countless parades for a long time. I probably will do a Herbie history video very soon about Herbie in the park. But I figured both fans of Eisner, World of Disney, and car fans would appreciate this episode. What a fun day this was. Very adventurous day. Going to Deezerland for a quick trip, and then right on to Epcot for a kind of a quick trip. It is hot. Extremely hot, no matter what time of the day you film. All right, Epcot, I will see you next time. I'm leaving the state of Florida. I'm gonna go somewhere for a little bit. I'll see you guys on the next episode, where I will not be in Florida. Where Buddy Hackett and I actually go and have some banana smoothies. Until then, stay weird. Goodbye.